Almost good evening, people. It's kind of like the late afternoon here in South Florida. Dada, say hello to the people.
Hello.
That was me. I'm very ladylike. So I'm just taking a little walk in my beautiful parking lot here of the Sunny Isles Beach. I was in the Russian Sunny Isles Beach. And
Handprint.
what? Oh, handprint. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, is that actually like drawing?
Yeah.
Ooh, we need my handprint there. The last day has been unusually good. There were 3 specific things that happened one after another yesterday. One that I was expecting that comes from a lot of hard work, except I didn't know when it would come in. Another that has to do with hard work that there was not 100% guarantee of occurring. I was hopeful of it occurring, kind of had forgotten about it for a while and kind of just let it be what it was. And all of a sudden it was congratulations. So I was very taken aback by that and very appreciative that that occurred. And that's been in the works now for a while. And both of those came in as emails one after another. They were literally one email after another. So then I went to work and I was very much so in like this mode of gratitude. And then later in the day, there was another unexpected surprise. Very, very unexpected. That one completely unexpected. No indication or even thought process of that occurring, which was also a very good thing. People would be like, you share so much on this channel, why are you not sharing the specifics of what these very good things were? And that is a very simple answer. Some people would immediately go to the mindset of like, oh, superstition, you don't want to like mention like things and then, you know, the things hear you. And no, it has to do with the things that hear me are, unfortunately, in South Florida, I have some very specific people that watch my channel and like to take notes on everything I do that certainly don't wish the best for me, and I wouldn't want to like be like, hey, this good thing happened to me. How can you mess me up or screw me over with this? So sorry to disappoint you all watching, but I'm going to keep this stuff to myself for a little bit. But yeah, some blessings came in yesterday, one after another, all for the most part pretty much unexpected. And it was a very good day. And it was a very unexpected good day. It was even a decent day at work where I found that everyone was kind of like having this like spiritual day where we're all sharing and talking about our lives and getting personal with each other and talking. So it was different. Now that doesn't mean that everything that I'm not going through, which I talk about often on this channel, is not still occurring. It is. It means that yesterday was, number one, a good day where probably for the first time in a long time I felt a feeling of happiness that I have not felt in a very long time. Again, that doesn't mean that what has happened over the last year has not affected me deeply. And anyone would say, and as more information comes out on that in the future, I don't think you ever completely heal. And in the long run, that's not even the long run. I'm hoping I can figure things out sooner than later. I want to move. It's not to move to run away, but I want to move. And I want to go to Orlando. I think in Orlando I could have, number one, leave this in the past, Dade County, leave everything in the past, and I can start to heal there. And what's interesting is a lot of you will say like, oh, every place has problems and people and all that, and that's all true. But I do notice that Orlando seems to attract a lot of people who have had stories. It's a large veteran community up there. You have a lot of people. You'll notice when you watch a lot of even the Disney vloggers and the Universal vloggers, and if you've watched a lot of them over the years, you'll notice a lot of them have things. Their family members have things. They have things. Their family members have things. And I think that the environment, not that you shouldn't deal with your issues, but let's be honest, we're human beings and we also do need a concept of escapism also. I think that the theme parks and the lifestyle up there offers a sense of escapism that helps you while you deal with healing. So Orlando is somewhere obviously I have visited over the years. personal, vacations and that type of thing. And obviously I've never been a theme park, not a theme park. I've never been a roller coaster person ever. The most I do is Pirates of the Caribbean, and I have to talk myself into that one because a little drop scares me. So I'm more of a walk around, go and gift shop, eating type of person, which is fine. I'm the person that can hold everyone's stuff while they go on the ride. I'll be honest with you, the thought of walking around a theme park and having escapism and also doing my political content and sticking with that is seeming pretty good. And again, the thought of getting away from Dade County. There is so much decadence here in Dade County and fraud and corruption that can I cause, be a hemorrhoid to people? Of course I can, where I do content and, but it's not a healthy life here is what I'm trying to say. I've given a lot of thought to different, because people would say, you're young, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? I even had thoughts about going back to Colorado, but Colorado is too liberal for me and it's too desolate, and I just, after the awe of moving somewhere new wears off fairly quickly, and considering I live there and it will fairly quickly, I will know where everything is already. I already do. It doesn't seem like the right direction. So most likely, for me, eventually when I move, it will be Orlando. It's a place I've been. I'm not necessarily familiar with the roads or anything like that, but I'm familiar enough. Have I been through an unimaginable amount of things in my life? Yeah. I would not be the person I am today, which is a strange thing because, number one, I would never wish upon people what I've been through because no person wants to go through hell in order to become a strong person. But I also know that line of, I asked God for courage, so I went through all this. It's like, how did you think you were going to gain the courage? I am 100% a different person and have the strength and courage that I do because of what I've been through. That I am who I am because of what I've been through. And that's with the struggling. That I acknowledge I struggle, but I guess I've become strong in a different type of way. Because of my childhood and my upbringing, to my mom and a lot of the abuse I went through, I believe in a sense it will always be difficult for me to acknowledge in a sense my accomplishments. That was ingrained, unfortunately. It's very hard to change the mind out of that. So when I have a lot of you writing me that I'm an inspiration and I've done all these things and I've helped you, I read the comments and I'm so appreciative of them, but it's very difficult for it to digest because it feels like that word, like imposter syndrome or whatever it's called. Like I'm reading the comments and I'm like, it doesn't resonate, unfortunately. I read them and I hear them, but I can't. People would say like, oh, well, you're humble. It's like, I'm humble, but people would like to feel a little bit of oomph in what they've accomplished. There's been good happening. I've, let God into my life, and since that has happened, I would say good things are starting to happen. And I feel a lot of peace, and I feel a lot of, I feel very spiritually backed, if that makes sense. Seeing a dog. There's a golden retriever that way. That's another thing I want to do when I eventually move. I want a dog. I want a dog. I want a fluffy friend. I see myself on this channel. You want to go over there, like where the water area is, and I can film over there, or no?
No.
I see myself on this channel and talking about the future of the channel. Always being someone who fights for others. I certainly, you would say on this channel, I talk in code a lot. But of different things that are happening in the area involving South Florida. And I think that there will be a time period where certainly things become a lot clearer in explaining what has been happening here. And then I think everything will make sense You know, in that I hope to move. I see myself doing the political content, continuing with Nicole Approves in that respect. Maybe even start to incorporate theme park content. I see myself moving and doing more political content than ever. Actually for the first time, having like a proper setup with like a desk and really talking about things that happen on a daily basis, like some of the other conservative content creators. It's very sunny here. Maybe even incorporate some of the theme parks, but honestly probably start with Universal. Walk around and show the ongoings of Universal. Might be a fun addition to the channel. It is very, very sunny. I enjoy everything I do on this channel. I enjoy the humor. I enjoy talking about important things that we've been talking about, which is very relevant right now, mamdani in New York, and how we're actually starting to see socialism take place. It's very scary. And most likely he will win. Changing the subject and talking about politics, he's going to win. And you will see a very large influx of New Yorkers escape from New York, going other places, and it's very sad to see what's going to become of New York. And I think the bigger picture is the trickle effect. You don't want a New York to happen to another state. The coping mechanism is that New York has been lost for a very long time. But at the same time, it's very sad to know that, it's going to basically be like Gotham. It is now. But obviously, the bigger mindset is like, I don't want that happening in my town. I guess the point of this video is that it is important to acknowledge the gratitude amongst the bad. And that is certainly something that has happened over the last day. Now, that doesn't mean that when you acknowledge gratitude or things like that you become a mush and you allow people to walk all over you. I think it's actually the opposite. That you say to yourself, in order for me to have happiness and gratitude in my life, I have to learn how to set boundaries and to stop allowing people to walk all over me. And to see, that's why I say it's actually the opposite. People do something wrong. People would say, well, you probably have a duty with social media and having a platform to expose wrongdoings. And so that people who do wrongdoings can't, cause more of the wrongdoings, like there's this person's corrupt or this or that, by talking about it helps to bring attention to it. Having gratitude doesn't mean that you've become a mush suddenly. What are you showing people? Water? You're shaking the water? Why? Okay. Telling me to drink? Okay. The official water holder. Gotta get one of those bags where it's like attached to you, like water boobs. Having gratitude doesn't mean that you've suddenly become a mush. I think it's the opposite. It means that you acknowledge how precious life is, your life is, time is, and the good that you can produce and do. And you say to yourself, because I acknowledge that, I am not going to allow someone to suck the joy out of my life or whatever it is, take opportunities away from me, or unfair situations. That you have a duty in life, I think, especially when you have social media, to expose those things so that people can't continue the cycle of hurting other people. So gratitude, it doesn't mean that you've become a mush. It means that you learn how to set boundaries in your life so that you can continue to actually have good experiences. And that, where it ties into the future of the channel and where I want to go. I think that ultimately moving for me, I can produce and do better and do better good in my life than being among the cesspool of Dade County. Certain people who want to live out their life here and battle it out here every day and lie to themselves that it's not so bad here, then, Unfortunately, eventually you'll probably realize how bad it is here. You know, you'll just one day be sitting down and be honest with yourself about how Dade County kind of sucks. But for me, I'm appreciative that I'm still young enough that I have figured that out. I hope this video made sense. It's a reflection on some of the things that are going on. Doesn't mean that the bad is not still occurring. It means that I have gratitude at the same time, and that I understand that you have to set boundaries. Having gratitude doesn't mean you suddenly become a mush. And yeah, and yesterday was a good day. Today was a decent day. Not as, perfect as yesterday, but nothing particular occurred. And I will see you all again soon in my next video. And I enjoy being able to tell you the journeys and how things progress. And I'm very, very appreciative to all of you being here, supporting me on this channel. I appreciate you all very much. And I will see you again soon in my next video. Bye!
I've traveled this bit